Okay. My name is Olivia Wright, and this is my persuasive speech, and the due date is October 28th, 2016. The United States has been very fortunate to have education throughout the United States be free. Public education is something that many people take for granted whenever they're young because they don't realize the money and the effort given by a lot of people to obtain that education for them. So students come from all over the world in the United States, and there must be something that are bringing those people here. Many people argue that the higher education should be free for anyone who is capable and willing to further this education. Senator Bernie Sanders stated to CNN that we have got to make sure that everyone qualified in the United States who wants to go to college can go to a university of their choice for a reasonable price. This was during his attempt to become president. Many American people, especially young adults, stood behind Senator Sanders for this specific idea because they wanted him to become the next president. While this idea is progressive and valid, there are many reasons that higher education should not be free and would not benefit the United States. A college degree is something that an individual should be proud of. There is a lot of effort and sacrifice made by many people who go on to further their education after high school. By making college free, those sacrifices and extra work that were meaningful for past students would become less significant for the ones who do not work as hard for it. The first valid reason for why education should not be free is because people value their education more when they have to sacrifice for it. College should be seen as a privilege and not as a right. A lot of people take public education for granted and they think that it's just a given, but in other countries a lot of people do not have the opportunity to go and get an education the way that we do here. So to have the opportunity to go on and further your education, making those sacrifices financially and time-wise show that more effort has to be given for a lot of reasons because it takes a lot more to get that higher degree. And my visual, can we get my visual? My visual's coming. If people have to pay to go to the university, you could argue that it would encourage the students to go on, but for the right reasons. Because a lot of people would choose to further their education for reasons such as avoiding employment or moving on into something that they would not want to do. Having an education and sticking to school is something that I guess you could say you become used to and it becomes your normal. So moving on into a career path is challenging or new experience that some people do not want to take. And for my visual, I wanted to point out that in public schools, you go on the first day of school and they hand you your books and say, here you go, this is what you use for the year. But with college, you have to make the sacrifice financially to find a book and pay for it out of pocket. So I've learned that the best way to do that is to go online and rent my book from Amazon because since I have to pay for it myself, I value the words and the material a lot more. And since I pay for it out of pocket, I try to find the cheapest way to go. And Amazon is the way to go. But it does make me appreciate my books and make me want to use them and succeed in the class so I don't have to pay for them again. And my next point is going to be that we would have too many graduates in the United States. In recent years, there's been a rapid rise in the number of people who graduate from universities. This means that there will be a surplus of individuals with specific degrees looking for that specific job when companies still need people to do things that do not fall under the learning material of a college degree. The economy does not need more graduates to do things such as the higher up things, but we need people that have hand-on skills such as linemen, workers, and other jobs that require a skill set that cannot be obtained in the classroom. So the United Kingdom commissions set skills in education reports, significant skills shortage in a basic core generic skills such as literacy, numeracy, and communication skills. This statement was given by Hettinger, and he was using this statement to show that not everybody who goes on to get higher education is useful because they have no employment opportunities where they could have found jobs and saved money by not going to that university. My last point is going to be that government funding could be used in better ways to benefit the public school system that we already have in place. College is not free, and since it's not free, if it became free, our taxpayers would be the ones that were putting forth the effort and the money financially to provide for people to go on and further their education. So it would be free for individuals, but taxpayers would suffer the consequence financially because they would be the ones to be paying for it. The push for tuition-free college would strain the public budget even further, which would lead to a shortage rather than an increase in access to money. And then another quote I have is that there is a focus on a lack of financial support needed to run a first-rate educational system and lack of societal priority by suggesting that the average American spends dollars on items considered luxuries in other countries rather than prioritizing education and spending money to improve it. So we put money towards cars, new clothes, things that we want, but then younger people especially say we want our education to be free. So whenever you look at that quote, it's saying we value the luxuries in life, but we don't consider our education free because it's always been handed to us. And the public school system does not experience much innovation anymore. That was another thing that research showed. Things such as charter schools and online programs are new ways for children to get education. Assuming that all kids learn the same is not fair to students, and it enables them from reaching their full potential. Funds should be spent in these areas to improve learning quality rather than trying to fix something that is not broken, such as higher education. So, in conclusion, there are many points that could be made as to why college education should not be free. However, when the topic is truly looked at and broken down, it is evident that free higher education is not the best choice for our country. The government is not in place financially to be able to permit higher education to be free. There is also a high demand for people to fill positions of general skills, yet many people choose to attend a university and do not consider these hands-on positions. Lastly, a college education has always been viewed as an accomplishment. When we take the effort and sacrifice out of the decision to attend a university, the meaning behind that diploma loses its significance.
Yay!
It's our girl.